Y'all know him, y'all love him. It is our boy Pyrex on the Still in Love lore video. Still in Love, a beautifully twisted tale of Uma Musume. I've been waiting for this video. It's only been about 2 hours since the upload, so it's very fresh. I'll go ahead and link it to you guys before we start the video. Let's take a look. Let's see what Pyrex has got cooked up. This is like probably the most popular Uma Musume on JP right now is Still in Love, because she's got like such a crazy story, right? But yeah, let's take a look.
In Uma Musume, it is common for a horse's legacy to be upheld even long after death.
Okay.
Rarely do we see a divergence from the historical records translated into Uma Musume Pretty Derby. So what happens when this mold is broken, and we are presented with a story so far-fetched it aims to rewrite the history of the horse this Uma represents? With the recent 4.5-year celebration for the Japanese release of Uma Musume Pretty Derby, we got an Uma that did just that. A racehorse who would form an unbreakable bond with their jockey and aid him to achieve his greatest dream alongside her.
Yeah, I feel like playing Still in Love's story, it was so dramatically different from all the other Uma Musume. I guess we have Uma Musume that are like in love with the trainer, or at least, I don't know. I don't really take Mayo Top Gun's like love seriously, but this just seems like obsessed. And it's also like her career has a creepy vibe. When you get to the senior year, the vision of the train, or your vision, turns red, and it becomes the fact that the trainer's actually like going insane watching Still in Love's races, which is kind of crazy. This is a wild story and just a really fun career mode. I can't wait for it to come out in English, but she's just so wildly different from all the other Uma Musume. I feel is really interesting.
Bond so inseparable that it would create one of the most beautifully twisted career scenarios in Uma Musume's history, one that will most likely never be replicated again.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get another one like her.
This is the story of Still in Love. For context, this video will cover Still in Love's real history and aims to aid people understanding her Uma Musume counterpart. I will give as much context in this video as I can to ensure that the full story of Still in Love is told to the best of my abilities.
Right. Someone mentioned it. It's toxic. It's toxic and I love it, right? That's what it is, right? Because, like, usually the relationship between the trainer and the Uma is supportive, if not wholesome, right? But this is, like, the first time that the relationship between the trainer and the Uma is just incredibly toxic. It's volatile. It's, like, destructive.
Still in Love was a mare born on May 2nd, 2000 at the Shimokobe farm in Hokkaido. Following Still's birth, she'd be purchased by North Hills Farm Management. Just like the Shadai farm, which we covered in my Manhattan Cafe video, North Hills also is a prominent farm in Japan. The Shadai farm is an extremely large collective, boasting the ability to operate on a much larger scale over smaller privately owned
Bro is playing like horse management simulator, bro. He's in the late game.
Farms like North Hills. North Hills is owned and operated by a small group of private breeders.
He's at that point in those management simulation games where your money is making more money and you're like, you beat the game at that point and you're just like farming achievements.
Oversee every aspect of their horse's career from birth into retirement. The structure of North Hills is also very reminiscent of previous farms of the same nature, such as the Simbali and Mejudo farm. Still in Love's pedigree, at a glance, may seem like any other horse that we've covered before. However, it would be the first example in this series that would touch upon a subject completely glossed over in Uma Musume. For this next segment, I'll do my best to explain Still's extensive pedigree.
Inbreeding.
Still in Love's conception could be considered as a high-risk, high-reward scenario. Looking back 4 generations on her sire's side reveals a connection to Alma Mound. In addition, 5 generations back on her dam side reveals the same name. It wasn't only Alma Mound that was a recurring name, but Hail to Reason as well on both the sire and
Hell to Reason, both? Okay. So that you see Hell to Reason on both. They did the Forbidden Pact. You have like the same Umas on both branches.
And dam side. For Still's pedigree, based on these facts, we have a fortified.
Wait, is there double inbreeding? Wait, is there double? Wait, hold on. No. I don't think so, right? I heard him say that, but
Damn side. For Still's
yeah, no, she's actually gonna get less affinity.
pedigree, based on these facts, we have a 4-5 cross on Alma Mound and a 3-3 cross to Hail to Reason. In Japan, a 3-4 cross is often called a miracle blood cross, which is believed to be the most effective inbreeding combination. In more
What the fuck is a miracle blood cross? What?
extreme cases of
Bro's got like the hidden like special move names, man. What the fuck?
inbreeding, classified as a 1-to-1, both parents are the offspring of the exact same full sister and brother. In addition to Still in Love, other examples of horses as a result of inbreeding were Shinko King
The hidden incest deck. Okay.
and Karen
You guys' comments are not matching with the music. Come on.
Rapstar. Still would also be a descendant of Sunday Silence and Northern Dancer, only adding to the strong pedigree overall.
Okay.
Much like many horses owned by North Hills, Still would be conditioned to debut in her 2-year-old year. With a strong pedigree behind her, all that was left to do was to find Still a proper trainer and jockey. Still in Love, with the help of North Hills, will be put under the care of Shoichi Matsumoto. This may come across as a familiar name if you see my video on Tokai Teo, Matsumoto being the trainer for his career. Matsumoto would be in charge of conditioning Still to be able to race in her career that followed.
Wait, I'm sorry. This same trainer as Tokai Teo, he said?
This may come across as a familiar name if you see my video on Tokai Teo, Matsumoto being the trainer for his career.
Oh.
Matsumoto would be in charge of conditioning Still to be able to race in her career that followed.
Wow.
During the fall season in 2002, Matsumoto's stable reached out to Hideki Miyuki, inquiring for him.
Bro is extremely handsome. This is not the best shot of him, but bro does look like a K-pop star. He looks really good.
To ride with a newcomer horse. As described to Miyuki, the horse he'd been assigned to was a well-bred daughter of Sunday Silence, owned by North Hills. This came as a surprise to Miyuki, since Mikio Matsunaga, the stable's main jockey, had not been assigned to ride a horse of such potential.
Okay.
Yasumasa Matsumoto, trainer Matsumoto's son, encouraged Miyuki to ride Still in Love regardless. This interaction would spark an inseparable
Bro, it's just a poster, but like the height of it and like what's on it, it kind of just reminds you of like a Dakimakura. And just imagine if it was.
bond between Miyuki and Still. During training, Still in Love responded very well to Miyuki, Yasumasa making sure Miyuki continued to ride alongside Still every week during training.
He looks sad? I don't think he looks that sad.
Yasumasa believed that with this dedication,
That's him! That's him! That guy is kind of crazy. He's pretty handsome.
Miyuki could jockey Still in a real race. Even with the ease of communication between Still and Miyuki, he felt this was a horse destined for Mikio Matsunaga to ride. Compared to Matsumoto's main jockey, Miyuki wasn't as reputable. Miyuki's record as a jockey wasn't poor whatsoever. However, he didn't feel he was a fit to ride such an expensive, well-bred, and high-potential horse like Still in Love.
Damn.
Miyuki's jockey history could also be attributed by his senior, the jockey who'd take Miyuki under his wing. Miyuki's senior was Seiki Tabara.
Wow, so same trainer, and now I guess like the jockey who rode Tokai Teo for his return Arima Kinen win would be the guy to take him under his wing? That's kind of crazy, dude. That's like it's almost like fate, like written in the stars, man. That's some crazy storytelling.
Name that many in the racing world
That's like, yo, we got to get a second season out.
regarded as a genius jockey. Just like Matsumoto, Tabaro would be affiliated with Tokai Teo, being the jockey who rode Teo in the miraculous Arima Kinen victory in 1993.
There you go.
Which is displayed in the season 2 finale of Uma Musume. Tabara had a close bond with Miyuki and would often invite him out to eat on occasion. Through these joyous occasions and the reputation of his senior, Miyuki found himself in Tabara's shadow. One could not simply achieve the same greatness that Tabara displayed, nor the mastery and understanding.
Okay, but can you really hope to? Can anyone hope to like accomplish the same thing as Tabara. Like, it's crazy to be the jockey who rode Tokai Teo to victory after Tokai Teo took a fucking year break from professional racing after having broken 3 legs, or his legs 3 times.
Of different techniques that Tabara could execute. Compared to his senior, Miyuki had yet to produce a single G1 victory since becoming a jockey. Due to the absence of a G1 win, Miyuki still didn't know what it took to achieve the pinnacle of horse racing. Miyuki, though humble, was incredibly hard on himself, believing that he didn't possess the capabilities to follow in his senior's footsteps. Little did Miyuki know, word had already spread of his efforts training alongside Still in Love. Word had traveled from Yasumasa to Shoichi, and from Shoichi to the owner of North Hills, Koji Maeda. Hearing of Miyuki's efforts to ride alongside Still daily, it was something Maeda simply could not ignore. Koji Maeda's sense of loyalty was well known in the industry, something Miyuki had clearly portrayed alongside Still in Love.
Bro is staring at us like Asta Machan.
Due to this, Maeda would waste no time, promptly agreeing to let Miyuki jockey Still in Love in future races to come. Even if Miyuki was a younger and more inexperienced jockey in comparison to his competition, Maeda firmly believed in the bond that had been formed between the pair. Miyuki's doubts continued to cloud his mind, believing Still was a horse that was far too impressive to be paired with an unremarkable jockey like himself.
Bro, get over it already, man.
To Miyuki's surprise,
get over already. You got it. You got the part. You got a razor.
Matsumoto would call him into the stable to relay an important message. Still is yours to ride. On November 30th, 2002, that bond will be put to the test at Still in Love's debut race. Still in Love would be the fan favorite to win this race, and unsurprisingly, she wouldn't let those who believed in her down. Crossing the finish line, Still claimed first place, showing the audience the strength that came from the strong bond she shared with Miyuki. Despite Miyuki's doubts of his own capabilities, he'd won against Matsumoto's top jockey, Mikio Matsunaga. Matsunaga would jockey Heavenly Romance at this debut race, another offspring of Sunday Silence, and a horse owned by North Hills. Romance would finish 6th in this race overall, far behind in placement from Still in Love. The distance between first and second place wasn't close either. Still in Love had won by 3.5 horse lengths over the second place recipient Suzuka Kitano. Even with this victory, Miyuki had doubts that Still in Love could be the first horse to claim a G1 victory alongside him. Still would complete her first year of racing in 2002 with the victory of her debut race, ending the year undefeated. Moving into 2003, the first race of Duo with Tako would be the Kobai Stakes, held on January 19th. This race would pit Still against a roster of talented
This is cool. This is a cool graphic.
Horses. Even so, Still would pull ahead, claiming another victory alongside Miyuki. Miyuki, at this point, was in pure disbelief. A sudden realization had occurred during the race as he continued to hold the reins. After winning their debut, he had doubts of Still's capabilities to win in G1, evaluating her lower than prior horses he jockeyed like To the Victory, who won
now he's too good for her. Now he's too good for her. He's like, nah, I don't know, man. I've raced better horses.
Place in the 1999 Oka Sho, and Mayano Maybe, who would place second in the Oka Sho the following year. This time, things were completely different as he jockeyed Still in Love. Miyuki recalled that Still's natural
Wait, did I read that wrong? Maybe I heard that wrong. Hold up.
debut, he had doubts of Still by Miyuki. Miyuki, at this point, was in pure disbelief. A sudden realization had occurred during the race as he continued to hold the reins. After winning their debut, he had doubts of Still's capabilities to win in G1, evaluating
I heard that right.
Her lower than prior horses he jockeyed like To the Victory, who won third place in the 1999 Oka Sho, and Mayano Maybe, who would place second in the Oka Sho the following year.
Okay, so he felt like other horses he raced were better than Still in Love, but even they couldn't win, so he had pretty high doubts, or like reason to doubt.
time, things were completely different as he jockeyed Still in Love. Miyuki recalled that Still's natural sense, responsiveness, and explosive power far exceeded that of his previously highly evaluated horses. In every aspect, Still in Love outperformed even the horses Miyuki previously jockeyed who displayed the most potential to seize a G1 win. Now, with the back-to-back wins solidified, Miyuki felt a sudden wave of motivation. Achieving a G1 victory seemed tangible with Still in Love. This confidence in seizing a G1 victory for Miyuki would soon turn to the weight of a sudden pressure.
Ooh.
He could not afford to lose with Still in Love. Shoichi Matsumoto wasn't only a famous trainer, but he was also known for being a strict teacher. Miyuki firmly believed that if he lost even once alongside Still, that he'd be replaced, an expendable factor of Still in Love's career. The
Dang.
next race Still would participate in would be the Tulip Sho, held on March 8, 2003. This was a race Miyuki absolutely could not afford to lose. A victory at the Tulip Sho would only raise expectations for the Oka Sho, the first leg of the Phillies Triple Crown. When discussing the Triple Crown title in many of my past videos, I have exclusively referred to the classic Triple Crown title.
Yep.
In addition, the Triple Tiara, or the Phillies Triple Crown, also exists.
Yep.
Much like the classic title, this title is only achievable in a Phillies 3-year-old year. In order to achieve the Triple Tiara, a racehorse must win the 3 following races: the Oka Sho, Yushun Himba, and the Shuka Sho. At the Tulip Sho, Still in Love was considered a top contender. Miyuki's
And just to, before we go on, just to re-emphasize, he did mention it was 3-year-olds only, but it's like, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win either the Triple Crown. Because it's restricted, you can only enter when you're 3 years old.
determination to win had also grown even stronger, the pressure turning to confidence as the race began. Still in Love would hover between 6th and 4th place for a majority of the race until the final corner into the home stretch, where Miyuki would command her to advance forward. Standing in the way of seizing a victory at the Tulip Sho stood 3 horses:
Damn.
Osumi Haruka, She is Tosho, and Cheer's Message.
She
Miyuki
is
had a
Tosho.
deep understanding of Still's capabilities, and was confident that she could surge from the inside of Osumi Haruka. Miyuki waited for the right opportunity to advance, waiting for an opening to appear between the 3 horses in front of them. Seeing a small opening, Miyuki commanded Still to rush forward.
Nice.
However, he had fallen into a trap. Katsumi
Uh-oh.
Ando, Haruka's jockey, swiftly closed the gap, preventing Still from advancing forward. In a split-second decision, Miyuki commanded Still to advance from the outside of the pack, attempting to distance herself from the other competitors. Though only lasting for a brief moment, this sudden action by Ando had shifted the outcome of the Tulip Sho. Even though Still displayed an immense final burst, she ultimately would lose by a head to Haruka.
No.
Pressure, doubt, and regret quickly filled Miyuki's mind. Was it all over?
He fell
Will
for
I
his
be
trap card.
replaced? These thoughts plagued Miyuki as he replayed the scene over and over again in his head. Staring blankly at the sky, Miyuki had already resigned himself as Still's jockey,
Damn.
firmly believing there would be no second chances. This
Bro's
loss would
got
be
issues.
something that would stay in Miyuki's mind even after his time was Still in Love. In an interview conducted near Miyuki's retirement as a jockey, he once more stated that he could not fathom the truth behind Ando's skill that day. Katsumi Ando, when actively moving to block Miyuki, hadn't looked back once. To Miyuki, it seemed that it was an instinctual move, sensing that Still and Miyuki had began their surge from behind. This defeat not only shattered Miyuki's confidence, but also showed him the sheer brutality of competition in graded races. The Tulip Sho...
Bro is going through an anime arc right now. He's about to unlock the next level.
...is a G3 graded race, and losing a race of this rating, Miyuki felt that winning a G1 was even more out of reach. Miyuki believed that Still had the capabilities to be a G1 winning filly. However, it would be without him. Even with Miyuki's weakness...
Damn, bro. Bro is like really not feeling it.
...poor judgment, Still nearly was able to seize a win. Miyuki would state that Still would surely win the Oka Sho. but it would probably be without him as her jockey. Dejected, Miyuki prepared for a harsh scolding by Matsumoto. Despite his reputation as a strict trainer, Matsumoto had never scolded Miyuki before, instead only acting to encourage him while training. Even with the friendly bond that
Bro's gotta train the jockey too.
Matsumoto and Miyuki shared, he felt that too was all about to end. He'd been entrusted with such an exceptional horse, yet he rode so poorly. The self-doubt ate away so deeply that Miyuki had sudden thoughts of never returning to face Matsumoto, instead running away with Still in Love so the two could remain together. This deep connection is something Miyuki thought of as something like an elopement in a romance drama.
That's the runaway and elope quote, which makes sense, right? Not necessarily elope, okay, but basically just run away together into the sunset, right? Because obviously he really cares about the horse, right? He regards it really highly, and he really thinks that she has so much potential. But yeah, it's unfortunately he doesn't really think too highly of himself.
Due to Miyuki's worry, Still in Love will return from the race later than any other horse. Miyuki's
he's gonna marry that horse. Stop.
Is something Miyuki thought of as something like an elopement in a romance drama.
Okay.
Due to Miyuki's worry, Still in Love will return from the race later than any other horse. Miyuki soon came face to face with Matsumoto,
Okay.
who, to Miyuki's surprise,
Whips him.
greeted him with a smile.
Oh.
Matsumoto welcomed Miyuki back, stating that it was a good thing that it wasn't the real thing. This referred to the fact that Miyuki had lost a G3 race, and the real fight could still result in a victory at the Oka Sho.
Right.
To Matsumoto, Miyuki had learned a valuable lesson, that horse racing went beyond the capabilities of just the horse part.
That is a crazy surge. That is insane. That distance, he did well.
Learned a valuable lesson, that horse racing went beyond the capabilities of just the horse participating.
He didn't give up until the very end too.
If Miyuki could learn and grow from this mistake in the Oka Sho, that would be enough for Matsumoto. Though Miyuki was relieved that Matsumoto wasn't angry, still believing in his capabilities, it filled Miyuki with a new feeling. The pressure returned once more, to perform at his very best at the Oka Sho. Interestingly, in Uma Musume, this event is reversed. Rather than the trainer wanting to escape due to the defeat at the Tulip Sho, it is Still in Love herself who proposes running away. In this scenario, the reason behind Still's decision is to save the trainer from the reporter's harsh words. This event will not appear in every career run someone will do alongside Still in Love. In order for this event to appear, the condition of losing the Tulip Sho must be met.
Right.
Upon losing the Tulip Sho, the trainer, much like real-life records, have been criticized for training in Uma like Still in Love.
Says, I'm so sorry after all the trust you placed in me. Still in Love, unable to deliver results, is also deeply dejected. It says elopement. So they know too. It's like elope.
Fully believing that he was not the ideal trainer for Still.
Still in Love, I've let down the expectations of the fans as well. This is all my fault. As she blames herself, the trainer interjects. Trainer, no, it's not you. It's all my fault.
Murmurs can be heard stating that it must be the trainer's fault. Maybe replacing him would be better for Still in Love.
Dang.
From the stands, the trainer can hear these critiques of his abilities, the shock making him turn pale as he meets with Still in Love in the underpass. Seeing her beloved trainer's condition, Still is visibly worried. Before
says Still in Love was like confused. Trainer says it was my poor guidance.
Seeing her beloved trainer's condition, Still is visibly worried.
Trainer says, I was in utter shock. The words of the reporter I just heard kept circling in my head. I'm not worthy of you. Okay, yeah, so definitely sounds like Miyuki.
Before she can ask any further questions, voices from the reporters can be heard, asking for the trainer and Still in Love. Sensing what had happened prior to her trainer returning, the following scene takes place. Reinterpreting this as an Uma Musume scenario, the despair of the jockey.
Yeah, let's run away. As the voices of the reporters searching for Still in Love and the trainer draw near, she, with firm resolve, makes this decisive suggestion.
Felt and wanting to run away are transformed. In this event,
Yeah, fuck racing.
Still, understanding her trainer's feelings, takes the initiative to escape alongside him. There is no intervention in this scenario leading up to the Oka Sho.
Following her lead, they slipped away from the racecourse unnoticed by fans and the press.
Instead, it is a reverse scenario of real-life events. Still in love, in an attempt to protect her beloved trainer from criticism and ridicule, chooses to run away with him, far from the reach of the reporters harshly criticizing the bond they'd forged together. In preparation for the Oka Sho, Miyuki had come to realize one thing. This victory wasn't only one he'd aimed for in his own self-glory, but would be for everyone in his life who chose to believe in him. So many people who come to believe in Miyuki had formed through this perseverance, and thus, he needed to meet their expectations. A lot of physical pressure is on the horse while racing, but Miyuki also recognized that a lot of mental strain had been plaguing him too. Miyuki would spend a lot of time following the Tulip Sho researching books on mental training, in order to improve his concentration and confidence alongside Still.
Damn, bro went for actual wit training.
On April 13th, 2003, Miyuki once more set foot on the Hashin racecourse, a place he tasted defeat so many times before. This time, Miyuki rode Still in Love confidently, as if to shake all the previous weight of his past failures from his shoulders. Still in Love, as if she could feel Miyuki's plight, will respond accordingly. Still would stretch her stride from the start of the race all the way till the final homestretch.
Let's
claiming
go!
a confident victory at the Oka Sho,
Nice.
the first leg of the Triple Tiara. Upon crossing the finish line, Miyuki didn't feel joy, but instead felt an immense wave of relief rush over him.
Okay.
Just past the
I thought bro was gonna be like, instead he felt more pressure for the upcoming leg of the Triple Tiara.
finish line, Miyuki's good friend, Keinichi Ikezone, congratulated Miyuki. Ikezone's bright smile, even in the face of defeat, brought Miyuki back to his senses. All the overwhelming emotions stirring within Miyuki began to calm, and thanks to Ikezone, he was able to compose himself before returning to the weighing room.
Isn't this the same guy who was playing with Orfever's tongue? No context.
When recalling the events following the Oka Sho, Miyuki states it's all still a blur to him. This is due to the immense pressure Miyuki has shouldered that was all finally released at the Oka Sho victory. With this, Miyuki, alongside Still in Love, would achieve the first victory of the Triple Tiara, setting their sights next on the Yushin Himba. Naturally, competing in such a high-level race will once more bring strong competitors, one of the most notable being Admire Groove, who will be jockeyed by Yutaka Take. Admire Groove, even before his debut, will garner attention from many people.
It would be a girl. Admire Groove. These are all Philly races, keep in mind. Not that it matters too much, but just let you know.
This was due to Admire carrying one of the finest pedigrees in modern-day horse racing. Admire Groove was sired by Sunday Silence, and her dam was Air Groove. When Admire Groove was placed up for auction in the JRA Select Sale in 2000.
Very, very royalty. Very, very cool. Also very reminiscent of Air Groove as well.
Her price quickly soared from the initial 70 million yen bid, finishing at a final bid of 230 million. This made Groove the highest priced Japanese filly at the time. Due to Groove's dominant display of power at her debut, she would quickly earn a reputation of being a top contender for the Triple Tiara titles. For the Yushin Himba, many horses would struggle with the stamina required to claim a victory at this race. The Oka Sho is 1,600 meters, while the Yushin Himba was 2,400. Still wouldn't be the fan favorite to win this race either.
The Yushin Himba, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but it's basically the Japanese Derby, the Nippon Derby.
Unsurprisingly, that title would go to Admire Groove and Take. Even though Take placed third against Miyuki in the Oka Sho, many believed it was all part of Take's plan. Whispers spread that Take was—
It was all a part of Take's plan to lose.
Simply measuring Miyuki and Still's capabilities, saving them for the Yushin Himba. Though this thought may seem outlandish, it was a theory that only Take could make believable, being the most legendary jockey to emerge from Japan.
Well, I'm sorry, he actually said that? Did bro actually say, yo, it was my plan to get third?
Groove, and Take.
Hold up.
Even though Take placed third against Miyuki in the Oka Sho, many believed it was all part of Take's plan.
Okay, he didn't say that. It was other people saying that.
Whispers spread that Take was simply measuring Miyuki and Still's capabilities, saving them for the Yushun Himba. Though this thought may seem
Bro's got like the Dragon Ball Z scouter. He's like, I need to scan his power level real quick for the next race coming up.
outlandish, it was a theory that only Take could make believable, being the most legendary jockey to emerge from Japan. Funnily enough, not being the fan favorite alleviated some pressure off Miyuki, who could now focus solely on aiding Still to claim a victory at the Yushun Himba.
I'd be scared to race against like Yutaka Take, right? I'd be so scared. I'd be like, bro, I'm facing against the actual protagonist of Japanese horse racing. Because bro won like 4,600 professional horse races.
Still in
like very recently.
love, and Miyuki's performance at the Yushun Himba could only be described as flawless. Still in Love would hover mid-pack for a majority of the race before surging at the final homestretch.
Oh?
Still would display the fastest closing time on the field, clearing 300 meters in 33.5 seconds. Admire Groove, who'd attempted to surpass Still in Love from the rear, would clear the same distance in 33.7 seconds,
Damn.
finishing the race in 7th place. Still, despite being the second favorite, crossed the finish line far ahead of Admire Groove, securing the second tiara. The Yushun Himba would take place on May 25, 2003, and between this point and the final race of the Triple Tiara, Still would find herself entering another race in between. By this point, Miyuki firmly believed that the Triple Tiara was within reach, all of his doubts and pressure he'd previously felt evaporating after this victory.
Damn.
From once not believing in seizing a single G1 win, to now firmly standing behind the thought of making
like, yo,
Still
we got
in
this in
Love
the bag.
second ever Triple Tiara racer. Needless to say, Miyuki had come a long way.
Yeah.
It would be during the Rose Stakes, held on September 21st, 2003, that the cracks would begin to form as a result of Still in Love's pedigree.
No.
For the first time in their career, Still in Love would display a sudden behavioral issue, ones which Miyuki had never encountered before.
The horse became a yandere.
Instead of responding instantly to certain commands, Still in Love took a while to synergize and react to Miyuki's cues. In addition, she also rushed forward on her own, expelling her stamina far too early on in the race.
Uh-oh.
Still in Love was also 22 kilograms heavier than she was in the spring,
Damn, she put on some weight. Okay, I'm sorry.
adding to the difficulty to have her maintain her pace and speed. Still in Love would finish this race in 5th place,
No.
slowly building the uneasiness Miyuki had experienced at the start of Still's career.
So not undefeated Triple Tiara. And she lost to Admire Groove, too.
The Rose Stakes would also be won by Still in Love's rival, Admire Groove,
Damn.
which only shook Miyuki's confidence. Still in Love, following this race, would continue to show behavioral issues leading up to the Shuka Sho.
I never noticed that. She only has one... Is this real? She only has one finger nail painted? Sorry, this is like not important at all, but I'm just like... She doesn't have it painted here. Ring finger? Is a wedding ring finger? Alright. Makes
Even
sense.
in the paddock while training, Still seemed to be on edge. Instead of giving in to fear, Miyuki attempted to shake these doubts and remain by Still's side. On October 19, 2003, Miyuki would enter the gate alongside Still in Love,
Oh,
ready to aim for
that guy started way late.
a victory at the Shuka Sho. Despite Still's previous difficulties synergizing with Miyuki,
Right here.
she ran very smoothly after exiting the gate. Near the final home stretch, just like many times before, Miyuki commanded Still to advance.
Command.
However, a sudden noise rang through his ears, and his worst fears soon materialized. From behind, Miyuki could hear the sound of thundering hooves approaching at an alarming speed.
No.
Instantly, he knew it was Admire Groove.
No.
Miyuki, overwhelmed in the moment, accepted that the race was lost,
No.
and mentally resigned from the Shuka Sho.
The fuck?
But just like before, fate would intervene. Just as swiftly as the hooves had filled Miyuki's ears, they vanished, and everything fell silent around him. All that lay before Miyuki was the finish line. by some miracle
Oh,
or destined by fate, Still in Love had bested Admire Groove by a 1/10 of a second,
nice.
cementing herself as the second Japanese racehorse to claim the Triple Tiara title. For
Damn.
Miyuki, the victory was less about the title itself, and more about the strength that Still in Love displayed during the race.
Bro actually had like a whole arc, like a whole anime moment during that race. He's like, oh fuck, we're definitely lost now. And in like a 1/10 of a second, which would probably last like 3 episodes, he gathered his willpower and courage to actually just win the whole thing.
He firmly
I'm sorry, no, he channeled like a demonic energy that he's not even aware of and won.
believed that if this race had been in the spring, Still in Love would have won without a shadow of a doubt. This thought only led Miyuki to admire how hard she'd fought to win the Shuka Sho. At this point, there had been a lot of ups and downs through Still in Love's career, and a lot of lessons learned by Miyuki along the way. The Oka Sho was relieved from all the pressure built up on Miyuki over time, while the Yushun Himba was the solidification that the tiara could be achieved. The Shuka Sho was the admiration for how hard Still in Love had fought despite the sudden change in her behavior. Miyuki realized that even with winning the Triple Tiara, he had rode Still in Love poorly on several occasions, one of which being at the Shuka Sho. He felt that most of the time, Still had carried him to victory when a win should be a collective between a racehorse and jockey.
Damn.
Miyuki felt that the only victory they truly shared in the Triple Tiara was at the Yushun Himba. Though this story already was filled with many twists
Bro still thinks he shouldn't be riding this horse. Bro won the Triple Tiara. He's like, you know, I think someone could do it better.
and turns, I've saved one final revelation to end off this portion of the video. Upon claiming the Triple Tiara, Matsumoto had something important he wanted to tell Miyuki. His career thus far with Still in Love was a journey forged through destiny and human connection. However, Miyuki would soon learn that this connection had been forged long before he ever set foot in the Matsumoto stable. Forget about me, just give Hideki the ride. This quote, which was relayed to Miyuki, was said by his senior, Seiki Tabara. By this point, the genius jockey Miyuki had looked up to had been expelled from the racing world due to certain circumstances.
Oh, what?
Over time, Miyuki had grown distant from Tabara and never expected to hear his name in this context.
Oh.
Through this, everything began to make sense. This plea had become the spark that set his path with Still in Love in motion. When receiving the call to the Matsumoto stable,
Wait. Is Pyrex saying that they initially offered Tabara to be the jockey, but Tabara gave it to Miyuki? Is that what he's saying?
Senior Tabara had already asked Matsumoto to give Miyuki a chance. Matsumoto, a usually strict man, had not only given Miyuki the reins to ride any horse he pleased at the stable, but also never reprimanded or scolded him, staying true to his promise he made to Tabara. Tabara didn't only ask to give Miyuki a chance, but his final plea to Matsumoto was simple. Please take care of Hideki.
Dang.
Even with his departure from the racing world, Tabara wanted to ensure his favorite apprentice's career was solidified. Still in Love would be the second filly in Japan's history to claim the Triple Tiara, following Mejiro Ramonu in 1986. Following this triumphant victory, Still in Love would sadly continue to decline as the years progressed.
No.
On November 16, 2003, Still in Love would compete in the Queen Elizabeth II Cup, once more going up against her longtime rival Admire Groove. Still in Love would place second in this race, losing once more to Groove.
Dude, it's so close too. Just look at that. That's crazy though. That's some actual anime shit. The guy is like, nah, dude. You gotta let him ride.
Just like she did in the Rose Stakes earlier
Bro, it's still so close.
that
Wow.
year. From this race
You can tell they were very determined to win.
onward, as her race history displays, Still in Love would never achieve her former glory.
Wow. So yeah, this is all in chronological order. Queen Elizabeth Cup, second place, and then following that, right? Just not really good races, not good finishes at all after that.
and would continue to deteriorate in time, displaying an ever-growing fiery
Oh
temperament
shit.
and inability to synergize with the jockey she once showed such loyalty to. I'd like to break the immersion and add one small thing here as well. There is no official record stating that Still in Love saw Miyuki's fiancé at the Elizabeth Cup,
Yeah,
nor
no.
any confirmation that such an event led to her mental collapse.
These are the same theory crafters that were like, you know, Yuta Katake planned to lose the Oka Sho, alright? Yuta Katake was sizing him up. He was analyzing Still in Love and Miyuki, man. These are the same motherfuckers, dude. They're like, yeah, you know, I think she saw his fiance and she got just like insanely jealous. You know, like
Still in Love had already experienced a deteriorating mental state, most likely caused by the extensive overlap of inbreeding in her pedigree. Such outcomes were almost guaranteed with such a risky method of breeding,
dang.
and it was only a matter of time before the effects started to show. Even with the repeated losses, Miyuki's fondness of Still
Man, so like the 3x3 Holy Cross couldn't do it, I guess, or 4x3, I forget.
started to show. Even with the repeated losses, Miyuki's fondness of Still in Love never faded. The memories of the early days of her career treasured in Miyuki's mind. To Miyuki, he wouldn't be where he was today without Still in Love.
No, yeah,
Still
for sure.
would race until October 16, 2005, with her final race being at the Fuchu Himba Stakes. Miyuki would later recall that Still in Love, during her final year of racing, would charge forward uncontrollably, making it extremely hard to control the pacing of the race. Even though she looked physically stronger than other horses of her age, her mental instability acted as a major roadblock to secure victory.
No.
After retiring, Still in Love became a broodmare, only giving birth to one single foal, a colt named Judah, in 2007.
That's a crazy name. Judah? I mean, that's biblical, right? I mean, what else could it be?
Tragically, Still in Love would pass away in the very same year
Oh.
due to intestinal intussusception, leaving behind one single foal.
Is that like something that you get from giving birth or what?
Just as fate had guided Miyuki's entire career, it would once more lead him back to Still in Love. During
Not in your gut?
Still in Love's farewell ceremony, Miyuki, who was originally unable to attend, was able to participate in the ceremony due to a riding suspension he received at the time. Almost bound by fate, he was able to say one final goodbye to the horse who gave him so much confidence in himself, one who taught him so much about the world of horse racing. Still in Love would be laid to rest at the Shimokobe farm where she was born, returning her to the place where her story had begun. So after hearing all this information on Still in Love, I like to shine a light on the direction Uma Musume took for her career story in the game.
Okay.
There's a reason why this Uma is surrounded by so much controversy, and why many dedicated Japanese fans of this game feel the scenario will never be replicated by side games again. In Uma Musume, Still in Love, on the surface, is a kind and gentle Uma who is looked past as the world moves on around her.
Yeah.
It's as if she's invisible, with people not even being able to sense her presence or even see her in some scenes of the story. The only time Still is recognized is when she displays her monstrous other side of herself when racing.
Yeah, that is kind of like, it's interesting, right? And it kind of makes sense too for the other characters to recognize such a dark, such a just differently written character. It would just kind of shake the fabric of that Uma Musume world.
This form of Still is a nod to the inbreeding which led to her bad temperament. Still in Love, when in this deranged state, runs wildly, brute strength and force overtaking the elegance of proper form when racing. Due to this, Still in Love would find herself facing ridicule and garnering a reputation of unease and fear by many people who crossed her path. It would be through the trainer that Still would believe that she could be loved like anyone else, and could fully place her trust in someone she held dear to her heart. The trainer fully accepts Still in Love, flaws and all, and aids her to achieving the Triple Tiara as the story progresses. Even though Still finds the trainer's actions incredibly caring, The trainer himself also harbors a selfish wish. It isn't the innocent Still that the trainer is infatuated with, but instead the deranged inner self Still in Love wishes to suppress. The ugly side of her is the side that the trainer yearns for the most. While
Yeah, very, very dark. Very, very dark.
Still in Love feels that she's finally found someone who fully loves and accepts her. The trainer continues to chase the girl who he saw upon their first meeting. The girl who ran wild, screaming at the top of her lungs.
It's kind of fucked up. that's kind of fucked up, not gonna lie. The trainer being like extremely fucked up and like toxic or just like almost depraved and willing to kind of sacrifice Still in Love to see what he wants to see is kind of fucked up.
The unhinged side of Still in Love. This creates tension later on in Still's story, but I wanted to leave it at that for now. If you'd like a whole video breaking down Still in Love's Uma Musume counterpart, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below.
Oh yeah.
Comment Still in Love if you'd like to see that. Getting back on topic, even though Still in Love only produced one offspring, the red thread of fate would still tie her to Miyuki even in the afterlife.
Oh yeah?
During Still in Love's celebration ceremony, Miyuki would meet Koji Oka, who, at the time, was a businessman who yet to obtain a horse owner license. 20 years after this meeting, Miyuki would jockey Yoka Yoka, a horse owned by the very same businessman.
No.
Alongside Yoka Yoka, they'd achieved the first JRA Central Graded race victory for a horse bred in Kyushu in 2021. Shortly
Nice.
after, due to an injury, Yoka Yoka would retire.
Never mind.
In the fall of 2021, Miyuki once more would be entrusted a horse by Oka, this time racing at the Elizabeth II Cup. Miyuki would be paired with Akai Ito, and despite their 10th place ranking in the popularity poll, Akai would break away from the pack in the final homestretch,
Nice.
far outside the rest of her competitors. This gave Miyuki a victory at the very same race he failed to win with Still in Love all those years ago.
Twice, by the way. He failed twice.
The name of this horse, Akai Ito, pays
With the
tribute
same horse, with Still in Love.
to a Chinese legend that would later be passed down to Japanese culture. Two people destined to be together that are connected by an invisible red thread tied from pinky to pinky at birth. Still in Love's name literally means, I still love you. And this victory with Akai Ito, or this red thread, is said to display that Miyuki was truly loved by Still in Love. One of the most famous commentaries from the Elizabeth Cup came right before Ito crossed the finish line. This is the red thread of fate. Even with no offspring left behind by Still in Love, she aided Miyuki by connecting him with Oka, achieving a victory he could not win previously alongside her. A racehorse who was born solely to lead a single man to the pinnacle of G1 racing, and to the glory of the Triple Tiara. One who would cut through the wind, running as if guided by fate itself. This was the story of Still in Love, a legacy burned into history through a life short-lived, under the shackles of her bloodline, a bond woven by the threads of fate, and inseparable even with the passing of time, where whispers of I still love you will remain in our hearts forever. Did you enjoy this video? And who should I cover next? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I will see you all in the next video.
Damn. What a great video, dude. What a great video. All the context. Really cool, crazy anime arc that Miyuki went through with Still in Love. Very well researched. Very nice that we were able to get his insights during the race, what he was feeling at the time during the entire Triple Tiara series. Make sure you guys give this video a like, subscribe to this dude. This guy's insane. Also do the comment that he said, Still in Love. I'm gonna just like repeat this shit. Just like when she says like aishiteru. Damn, dude, that was really good. That was really good. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I was kind of, how would I say it, watching it with more amusement. maybe to soften the blow of like, this is a pretty tragic story and a very tragic love story. It's really cool. It is very, very cool. Very, very well done. Pyrex hit it out of the park. Make sure you guys like and sub to this guy. It was really good. It was really good.